Pam.
I'm Jane.
And today we have a friend.
I'm
Brenna.
And we are here to talk about The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. And I read this book because a former assistant principal that we had, Miss LV, told me I should read it. And it was delightful. And when I'm talking about it, Brenna says to me, "Oh my gosh, I love that book. I've read everything by this author," which I have not. So tell us about your journey with this book.
So my journey initially started with this one.
Everything.
Yes.
Which I have not. We are all going to be reading these books because Brenna told us to.
I read everything. My mom recommended it to me, and we found it at Barnes & Noble. It was on sale, and so we bought it, and I went home and I finished it that night. It was amazing. I loved it so much.
I love a book I can't put down.
Right?
So tell me about this book.
This one or this one?
Everything. And then
Everything is, it's kind of it has like the setup where it's written kind of as poetry.
Okay,
which
so it's going first.
Love in books.
And you're making this pitch for us because we
Yeah,
haven't read
I
it
absolutely
yet. So
love
you're telling us we should read it.
Then we have the swapped perspectives,
Oh, okay.
which I also love in a book.
I love the
So
different voices.
This book has like all of it, and it's about a girl. She has a very rare sickness, and it causes her to have kind of an unconventional life where she can't really go outside. You know, she misses out on all of these life experiences.
So it's kind of
So I
like
would
disability
think-
perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
I would think that we, as more mature, whatever, you would realize that this
Old
is like,
ladies.
like the Bubble Boy.
Yes.
You know,
Right, right.
that's yeah.
Okay, so this is our
Okay,
pitch.
okay,
We'll be
yes,
reading it.
yes.
We'll come
Read
back.
it.
Yes,
It's great.
yes,
I love
yes.
it.
And then we'll talk about The Sun is Also a Star. I loved this book.
Yeah, so after everything, I read this one, loved it. I was like, maybe it's not just the storylines, like it's the author too. And so I went and I read the rest of her books, as many as I could find. So I read Instructions for Dancing, really loved that one. And then I looked into her, and her husband is also a writer.
Yes.
And I said, if she's good, he must be as well. They probably feed ideas off of each other. So I read Frankly in Love, and I'm working on, most of his books are on my to-be-read list, and so I'm running through them.
So this book is sort of like almost an autobiography.
A
would you
little
say?
bit.
A
I
little
think
bit?
Sort of,
so.
yeah.
She
Yeah, I
definitely
went
got
a
the
little
two.
bit,
Right. And so it's
Jamaican immigrant.
Yes.
Who meets this son of two Korean immigrants.
Yep.
Happen chance.
Yes.
On
Total
a
meet
day-
cute.
Yes, when she thinks she's going to be deported.
Yeah.
And she goes to the embassy for one last try.
Hurrah. Yeah.
and so weirdly, did it remind you a little bit of They Both Die at the End?
It did.
Because they're in New York, or a big city. They're having this journey, this quest, this adventure, and it's happening in one day, and all this stuff is going on.
Yes, the
Yeah.
whole story takes place basically with other than some
Right.
flashbacks,
It's
and
a
then the
single
very
day.
end.
Yeah.
That's like 10 years later.
Yeah.
Read it all the way to the end. You have to read it all the
And
way
it
to the
is
end.
just a fabulous story, and I think in this time of year, we want a little light.
Yes.
Yes.
The Sun
And
is Also
the
a
meet
Star is
cute,
like,
so
yes.
coming
And
up on
I
Valentine's
love
Day.
I love a meet.
I
And,
love
and
it.
she is such a powerful young woman, and she is this like science nerd, and
Yeah.
she is this like, I am here to talk about astronomy, and she is
And
just
I-
not have. I was like, oh my gosh, she's me at 17.
Yeah, she has a little bit of attitude on her.
I love the attitude.
She's
Yes.
such a character. I love her, and it really gets into like, as much as you would think in one day you would be able to kind of know these characters. It really gets into it, and you feel like you're right there with the characters, and it gives you like their whole life perspective.
It's also-
and it's amazing.
I really took out of it that whole thing of like life, because there's these subplots with like the guy at the immigration office and the person who's scanning her bag, and that life is made by catching a bus or missing one. My dad always used to tell me that. But the difficulty is you're not sure which bus until
Exactly.
afterwards.
Until a bus is either here or gone.
And so that was just very like this idea how we're all very much
Interconnected,
intertwined,
definitely.
and we don't always know how and why.
No, I
Yep.
just
So to conclude, we are going to tell you that this is an
You don't
amazing
do the
book.
same
If
thing,
you're
right?
looking for just a
You don't
wonderful
see the same
journey
day, check it out.
and
Yeah.
to have some brightness and sun brought into your day in this dark January winter. The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, and we will be coming back.
Almost everything by her.
Yeah. Read all of her
Everything's-
books.
She's fabulous.
Read all of her husband's books. Read books.
Thank you.